If you roast on a gas grill drum, you already know the hard part. You're roasting blind. The beans are sealed inside the drum. You can't see them. You go by sound, by smell, by the clock, and you hope you timed it right. Roast Pilot changes that. It pulls your coffee's real bean temperature and the grill's right on the screen live. That's BT and ET, updating every second, and it works the gas valve for you to hold the targets you set. You're still the roaster, watching, listening, making the calls. You're just not standing there hand chasing the knobs anymore. In this video, I'll talk you through one complete roast, start to finish, a real one, real beans, real gas grill on a windy day, in 3 parts. First, the profile. I'll show you the roast plan I built for a 2-pound batch of Rwandan coffee based on established roasting science, but adapted for the thermal quirks of a gas grill. Then we head outside for the full roast, and I left the rough parts in on purpose. It was windy. The app even dropped its Wi-Fi partway through. You'll watch the Roast Pilot controller keep holding the ET and BT curves the whole time, even while the app was disconnected. That's the part I'm proudest of. The control lives on the hardware, not on your phone. Then we head back to the dashboard for the session review. We'll look at the technical details, the actual valve positions across the roast, and how I can take this exact roast and turn it into a saved profile, one I can run again on the next batch. If you've been looking for real data and real repeatability on your gas grill setup without buying a commercial roaster, this is for you. Now let's start with the profile. So I'm going to show you the roast profile that I'm going to use for my roast. Let me first show you what it's based on. This chart from Equilibrium Master Roasters, it was in Celsius, so I modified the numbering temperatures, but it's irrelevant because they're using a totally different roaster than I am. But basically looking at the timing, so they start at 30% power up until the turn, and then they go to 100% power and start reducing about halfway between the turn and first crack. Maybe a little past halfway, but I'm using halfway. So this is what I based my starting roast profile on. So what I've got, I'm starting at 450 degrees, which is a little, it's 50 degrees lower than normal. And then at 168 seconds, or when I expect the turn to occur, I'm going to increase the temperature to 600 degrees. And then this is a brand new roast profile, so I don't really know when first crack or second crack is going to occur, but you have to put something in there. And once this roast is done, I will create a new roast profile based on it, or I will update these times and temps based on the actual roast. So, but at 492 seconds, which is where I expect the turn to occur. I'm sorry. Yeah, 492 seconds is halfway between the turn, halfway between when I crank up the temperature and when I expect first crack. I start reducing the temperature to slow down and give time for the Maillard reactions during the browning phase, and to stretch out from the end of drying until first crack. And also stretch out the development phase as well. So this is what I'm going to use. And this first roast event is just a label on the graph, so it'll let me know when I want to start reducing the temperature. And I'll watch the rate of rise just to keep it in the positive so I don't stall the roast. So that is the plan. Okay, in this video I'm going to do a roast demonstration. I've got a 2-pound batch. This is the latest Rwanda offering from Sweet Maria's. Got an email about it a couple weeks ago and went ahead and ordered some. So the first thing that I will do is start the Roast Pilot app. And tap Roast. So I've got both ET and BT temperatures. So I'll select my roast profile. This is the one based on the equilibrium chart that I showed. I'll choose it. Next step is to hit preheat. And light my grill. It's a little windy. Hopefully that won't affect it too much. Turn on my motor and let it heat up. This particular profile starts at 450, and I've got a 50-degree preheat add-on so that during the preheat phase it heats it up 50 degrees above the starting temp, so that when I open the grill, load my beans, I'll be closer to the actual roast temp, start temp. Okay, it's above the preheat temp, so I will go ahead and load my beans. That's a little low. It'll regain that temp pretty fast. I got a little overshoot on my initial drop. It should settle back down and track pretty close. $450 is kind of low for a roast temp, and my grill may have a hard time staying that low. And always just open just a little bit. Looks like I lost my Wi-Fi signal on my phone. The roast controller, the roast pilot itself, will continue to monitor and control the temperatures. And once the app resyncs, it'll pick back up. Looks like should have hit the temperature change event at 240. So since I need to correct my Wi-Fi signal strength so that it doesn't drop out, so I went ahead and the profile step is sent by the app, so I just had to do that first one manually. As you can see, it immediately started climbing. And it should begin to level off once it approaches that 600-degree target. Quite windy right now. Sometimes when they get some wind gusts, it'll push it down, but it seems to be tracking along pretty good within a couple of degrees. And that's definitely better than I would be able to do it by hand, adjusting all the knobs. And you'll see I've got a mark for begin reduction. At that point, that mark is about halfway between the turn or the end of the drying phase and the start of first crack. So that's when I will start slowly reducing the heat, the target temperature, to at the same time watching my rate of rise, or my bean temp delta. I think I should have reset my router, my access point, before starting this roast. But as you can see, the ET stayed pretty close, within 10 degrees of the target, even though the app lost its connection. Okay, so we've reached the point where I'm going to start reducing the target. So each tap of the plus or minus button reduces the target by 5 degrees. So I will slowly start bringing it down and watching the rate of change, the rate of rise value, just to make sure it doesn't drop too close to 0. as you can see, the red line and the green line are tracking pretty close to each other. I've got my autopilot tuned pretty well. I'm sure I can improve it, and I'll continue to make improvements to the app so that it is better and better at maintaining the target. And now we're approaching the estimated first crack. So I'll start listening for it. I think I'll probably leave my target here for a bit. We'll see. This is the first time I've used this roast profile, so I can make adjustments or create a new roast profile based on this actual roast session. Heat it up just a little bit. Don't want that first crack to be too late. There it goes. Go ahead and hit first crack at 11 minutes 51 seconds and 414 degrees. And now I will continue. See, our rate of rise is up to about 4, almost 5 now. So I'll continue reducing the temperature until the end of the roast. Yep, I saw that I lost my Wi-Fi signal on my phone. I think I'm gonna upgrade my Wi-Fi. But since everything is happening on the Roast Pilot main controller, the app does not have to maintain a connection for it to continue working. And the actual roast session graph will be exact, where what you see on the screen may not be perfect because it lost communications, but the roast session graph will have every second of data. Just a little bit because I think I want to keep it around to a rate of rise of 2 degrees every 30 seconds or 4 degrees per minute. And now I think I'll shoot for a ending BT of about 425. Or I'll just wait till the roast timer ends, and we'll see how it tastes, and I'll make adjustments. So I'll go ahead and get ready. And hit stop and unload my beans. Turn everything off, and now I'll finish saving this roast. Okay, so this is the equilibrium profile. Beans are Rwanda. Let's see. Sweet Maria, Rwanda. I can update that with the exact name when I get inside, and let's see what the temperature is. 77. And save. So now I'll let these cool, and then we'll go inside and see the actual roast profile. Okay, so here we are at the onlyroastpilot.com site, and I will go to sessions, and we can see the one that I just did. It's this equilibrium profile, Sweet Maria's Rwanda 2 pound, and it was 77 degrees when I did the roast. Take a look at it. So here is the graph. It shows that it was a little hot in the beginning, but I adjusted the main. I've got a high pressure regulator, so I can. Sometimes I have to adjust it a little bit to give the roast pilot a chance to be able to control the temperature. But once I got that in, everything seemed to work pretty good. I'll go and show you. I added the technical details section shows you your PID setting, everything as far as how your roast pilot is configured. And I also added this valve position ET set point chart. So when you're tuning your roaster, you can see what the valve is set to over time versus the set point, which is the green line, and the actual bean temp, ET, the environmental temp, which is the red line. And because this graph is taller, it makes the differences exaggerated. So you can see how the valve was adjusted in real time to control that environmental temp. One thing I do want to do is edit the name so that I know the exact coffee that I used. So I'll go into the edit screen. Let me grab that. I took a picture of the label. Hang on. So it's Rwanda Nyamashiki Mutovu. Let's see if I can spell that. Oops. M-U-T-O-V-U. M-U-T-O-V-U. There we go. Oops. Looks like the edit removed the target bean weight. That might be a glitch I need to fix on the website. Anyway, so that's the details for the roast I just did. One thing that you will be able to do is create when I saved it, it broke the connection with the roast profile that was used. I need to fix that. But I can actually, let me fix the record and then I'll show you how you can create a new roast profile from this actual roast. Okay, so I went into the database and fixed the link to the roast profile that was used. So now I can click this button to create a new profile based on this session. So when I click it, it shows all of the temperature changes throughout the roast, and the actual first crack event. If I clicked second, if I tap the beginning of second crack, it will put that and then the roast in. I don't think I'm going to create one with this roast at this point. I want to see how the coffee tastes, and then if I like it, I will create a new roast profile from at that point. But that is a complete roast profile, a roast session using the Roast Pilot app and system.